Welcome to ABC-7 Extra Sunday edition. Tonight, a special edition of ABC-7 Extra where we're coming to you from Texas Tech University El Paso campus. Thursday, they were given a major gift that'll usher in the new chapter for El Paso, Texas Tech Health Sciences.
Ginger and I are proud to give $10 million to endow the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences.
And with that, the next chapter in the Texas Tech Graduate School of Biomedical Services Center was unveiled, in addition to the Texas Tech University Health Services Center of El Paso. Philanthropist Francis admits it was a long time coming, a journey which began in the 1990s.
We stand today on the former site of an abandoned motel surrounded by dilapidated buildings in a declining neighborhood with little hope and few prospects. But look around us today. Hundreds of millions of dollars in federal, state, and local resources, and well over $100 million in private philanthropic conviction invested right here at Reynolds and Alameda.
According to the chancellor of the Texas Tech University system, this El Paso campus stands out among the 5 statewide campuses because of philanthropic gifts like this one unveiled today. In fact, Francis admits he was not alone in realizing the dream of creating a world-class medical science campus. Those who took part in lobbying state legislator to bring Texas Tech to El Paso read like the who's who of borderland philanthropists.
Paul Foster, Woody Hunt, Ted Houghton, Robert Brown.
Francis says the group continues to rally around the belief that this medical campus should go beyond simply classrooms, but should transform El Paso.
Creating a world-class health science university that not only provides educational opportunities for our next generation, but will allow us to attract world-class researchers and be rooted in a robust biomedical science industry, creating jobs, careers, and another key component to our economy.
Joining us to talk about this exciting chapter in Texas Tech is, as well as the El Paso campus, is Chancellor of the Texas Tech University System, Ted Mitchell. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us on this Sunday evening.
Great to be here.
And also joining us is the President of Texas Tech, Richard Lang.
What an
Thank
honor.
you. Thank you so
honor.
much.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate y'all taking time on this Sunday evening to talk about this next chapter in Texas Tech. I'm going to start with you, Chancellor. The gift, let's talk about the gift. It's a transformation of biomedical sciences. How significant is this for Texas Tech system statewide?
Well, I can tell you this. It's a first for the Texas Tech system. So we have 5 universities in the Texas Tech University system. This is the only university we have where each of the schools has been endowed philanthropically. So for the system, it's a great thing. And I have to tell you, for the community, it's a great thing. The El Paso community has been a great example, not just for the Texas Tech system, but for the state of Texas, on what philanthropy can do to advance the causes of higher education. And this latest gift is just another perfect example of what happens when the community steps up to say to the state of Texas, we want to help the mission along, and we're willing to put skin in the game to do it.
Awesome. Dr. Lang, let's talk about what it means to El Paso, the campus, and students. What does this gift mean to
Great. This will be a transformational gift. It's an endowment that will continue to give perpetually forever. And what it will allow us to do is to attract some of the brightest students in the area. We're focusing primarily in our region, but really throughout the state, to attract outstanding faculty members as well, and to be involved in cutting-edge research that affects the health of El Pasoans. So that's why the gift's so important.
I have to follow up on that one because, as you well know, El Paso has been suffering from the brain drain. A lot of times, a lot of folks leave our area. What is it that can be done, especially with philanthropic gifts like this, to keep our people here?
Well, what we find is that if students leave the area to go study somewhere else, they're likely to stay in the areas where they study. If they come here and stay here, and they're invested in our community and our health, then they stay here. And so, for example, about 90% of the nurses that train here stay in our area. We've graduated 129 graduate students already from the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, and many of those have stayed in the area. Some of them have gone to medical school here as well. So these gifts really help us transform the education, the healthcare, and the research in our area in El Paso.
Chancellor, you all picked, fortunately, El Paso for your Board of Regents meeting here.
Sure.
Is it a coincidence, or did you all plan to meet here? Because you all don't usually leave Lubbock, right?
Just a coincidence. No, it's not. This is actually extraordinarily purposeful. And the gift announcement today was just the perfect timing for this. But you know, when you think of the Texas Tech University system and the 5 universities that are represented in that system, what we want to be able to do is showcase each of the universities at one point in time. And the timing for El Paso is absolutely perfect. And one of the things that's really important for El Pasoans to remember, the way the state has grown from a population perspective, all of us west of I-35 have got to showcase what it is that we do for one another, because what's good for El Paso is good for Lubbock. And what's good for El Paso is good for Midland, Odessa. What's good for El Paso is good for Amarillo. We have got to work together. There are more state representatives in the city of Houston than there are in all of West Texas. So as a system, for us to bring our showcase the phenomenal things that we have going, like right here in El Paso, is a great opportunity for us and for our regions to see where the rubber meets the road and what their fiduciary responsibility is really leading to over time. There's no better example of that than what we're doing in El Paso.
Dr. Lang, how important is it, or how significant is it for the Board of Regents to be meeting in El
And
Paso?
I'm going to add, I would ditto everything that Chancellor Mitchell said, but I'd also add some other things. I don't think unless you come here, you understand what the community commitment is. We've had some wonderful events. We had a reception prior to the board meeting where the city leaders came and our Board of Regents got to see an amazing number of individuals that have a commitment and a dedication to the community. This announcement of this transformational gift for the Regents to see El Paso and the city leaders come together. I mean, you can't read about it, you can't see it from a distance, you actually experience it in person. So to have them here was phenomenal. And the other thing that happened is they were here last year in 2018. Since then, a brand new building that we're sitting in right now with state-of-the-art research, a new dental learning center, a new dental clinic, none of which was here before. So to bring them here to see what the efforts of the system are doing for El Paso and the entire state is a huge honor.
What will this mean for enrollment?
Well, it's interesting. Enrollment here, we have a number of students. We had 900 students apply for 40 positions in our dental school. We have about 3,500 students applying for the 125 positions we have in our medical school. Our nursing school, we have more applicants as well. So the word is getting out around the state, but in our community as well. So we're making a difference. We're transforming healthcare, we're educating, we're having good paying jobs, and we're making the community better. As a result, we have the number of applications have increased steadily every year.
Chancellor, when you hear that, what does that mean to the system?
Well, what it means to the system is this. You mentioned before about the brain drain from El Paso. It's not about just taking great students here and keeping them here. Everything that Dr. Lang just described, we're attracting people in from all over the state of Texas. In fact, we're attracting in people from all over the United States. One of the young men that is a first-year dental student here grew up in Georgia, went to undergraduate at the University of Hawaii. He's in El Paso, Texas now, in dental school. Now, the odds are better than average that he may wind up practicing right here. So it's no longer just about trying to keep really great students from this region in this region. It's about building something and putting something together that actually attracts people in from all over the state of Texas and, quite frankly, all over the country.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to the El Paso Inc.'s El Pasoan of the Year. This happens to be right here with us. We'll be right back.
I know this may look like a classic rooftop chase scene, but it's an Nissan sales event ad. Right on cue. This Rogue's got more power than that CRV. Might want to hold on.
Hurry in for a low $297 per month lease on Frontier.
The action never ends, but these offers will.
Carl understands the importance of public safety in our community. He supports law enforcement, and that's why I support Carl.
When El Pasoans are in need, Carl's the first one to help. He cares about El Paso, and that's why I'm voting to keep Carl Robinson our commissioner.
Our relationship with Fort Bliss and our veterans is strong because of Carl's military service. Please join me in supporting Carl's re-election.
My name is Carl L. Robinson. I would appreciate your vote to re-elect me as your county commissioner.
Many years ago,
The young Romanov princess went missing. Now, a woman has appeared with no name and no past, but with the drive to discover her destiny. Her past is a mystery. Her future is an adventure. Anastasia, the Broadway musical.
March 1st and 2nd at the Plaza Theater. Buy tickets at elpasolive.com or the Plaza Theater box office.
The savings are presidential all month long at Oscar Leaser's Hyundai of El Paso. Like 1.9% APR for 60 months on all 2022 Hyundai models in stock. That's 1.9% APR on Elantra, Santa Fe, Tucson, Santa Cruz, and more. And payments as low as $189 a month. That's $189 a month for a brand new Hyundai. Or sign and drive a new Elantra, Sonata, Kona, Tucson, or Santa Fe with 0 due at signing. Presidential savings all month long at Oscar Leaser's Hyundai of El Paso.
Welcome back to ABC-7 Xtra Sunday Edition. Joining us to talk about the next chapter in Texas Tech is the Chancellor, Ted Mitchell. Thank you again for joining us for the second segment. And also joining us is President of Texas Tech, Richard Lang. And I want to ask you, right off the top, how significant is that you've been named El Pasoan of the Year by El Paso?
Well, first of all, it's a huge honor. There's no question about it. But I don't really think it really bestowed upon me. It's really upon the medical center and all the leaders that we have here. The leaders have come before me to get everything built here in the foundation. I tell people I'm holding on to their coattails to make sure that their vision keeps advancing. But what I do think is that the community recognizes the importance of what we're doing here, the importance of providing educational opportunities, of improving health care, the huge economic impact we have. And this, although it's called Texas Tech University Health Science Center, it's in El Paso. It's an El Paso gem. It belongs to the community. So this honor, it really isn't to me. It's really for everybody I work with.
On a personal point, though, I mean, you got started, became president, and now El Pasoan of the Year. What does this mean to you personally?
Personally, it touches me deeply. Bobette and I, my wife and I, have been here just shy of 8 years. We feel like we're loved by the community. We're embraced by the community. We're supported by the community. We're deeply touched. It's hard not to get emotional about it because we love this place so much. So to be honored, to be supported in a place that you love so much, it's indescribable.
Yeah. How does your wife feel about it?
She can't believe it. She still makes me take out the trash and do the dishes and pick up my dirty clothes. I said, I'm the El Pasoan of the Year. She says, okay, take out the trash.
Speaking of the gem, you were referring to Texas Tech being the gem here in El Paso. However, Chancellor, you happen to have a gem right next to you. How do you feel about him being named, Dr. Lang being named El Pasoan of the Year? What does it mean to Texas Tech?
I will tell you, for the Texas Tech system, I don't think there's anybody in the system that was surprised about that. And keep in mind that timing is everything with these honors. And what Dr. Lang did and what Dr. Lang represented during all the COVID crisis, not for the Texas Tech Health Sciences Center in El Paso, but for this community, for this region, for our entire system, was extraordinarily important. And I think that the participation, and Dr. Lang said this, what he represents is really an entire army of folks that provide health care for this region and health care education. But what he did during the COVID crisis as a resource for this community, in and of itself, was worthy of the honor of El Pasoan of the Year. But there was nobody in the Texas Tech system that was surprised that he was given this honor. I'm
going to follow up on that because you did mention COVID. Obviously, you know, something that happened to the entire world, not just the nation. But your philosophy, Texas Tech, is Texas team-based care.
Sure.
What did we learn from COVID based on your philosophy, and how did it work?
Well, we epitomized team-based care during this crisis. Now, we're blessed as a system in that 5 of the 5 of our universities, 2 are health related. So we were literally at the beginning of this having meetings daily with the leadership from all those universities, and we were deploying our leadership not just for taking care of our students, our staff, and our faculty, which is obviously a primary charge for us, but for taking care of the communities. And that's where the communities themselves could really see what an asset a health-related university is, because we could step in and fill a void and fill a gap, a knowledge gap, an information gap, a workforce gap, that the community without would have suffered from greatly. And so the team-based approach to this was not only important and worked quite well for our system, but I will tell you, it worked quite well for every single community where we're represented.
Dr. Lang, Chancellor spoke about two main things that I want to ask you about. COVID, and the void that has been left. And of course, we have a nursing system here. And we know that a lot of nurses have left the job because of COVID. How will Texas Tech fill that void?
Right. We're doing that in trying to get nurses into the workforce as quickly as possible. Some very innovative things we're doing. A normal nursing curriculum take 24 months. We have an accelerated program. They learn the same amount of material, they just learn it quicker so they can get in the workforce. We're actually enrolling individuals before they start high school, so they can begin to get early graduate degrees. They can go from high school, if they're successful, directly into nursing school in a 16-month program. So we have nurses that have just graduated. They're from El Paso at the age of 19, ready to be in the workforce. When we first started our nursing school, this region had a 20% shortage of nurses compared to the state, and the state ranks in the bottom 10 states across the nation. We've closed that in El Paso to 8%, just in the short time we've had our nursing school here. So we're doing everything we can to meet the workforce needs. And by the way, we're working with our hospitals as well, that are getting them into the hospital, doing their clinical rotations, even taking care of COVID patients. So when they get out, they're ready to go to work.
As a matter of fact, that you did mention clinical services. I want to talk to you about clinical services, Chancellor. Do you see an expansion of this into communities like El Paso?
Of course. You know, the fact of the matter is, if you look at the Texas Tech University Health Science Center in El Paso, it does become the educational and the workforce hub for that. And so you look around the region, you look at those areas where you need more help, and boy, you dive in. And once you hit a certain critical mass with your educational opportunities, then it becomes easier and easier to continue to add to that. But you know, as Rick said, if you looked at this place just 4 years ago, if you looked at it 10 years ago, it is transformed is the only word that really describes what has happened. It has transformed this area. And one of the things that Dr. Lang talks about a lot, we do updates on this every few years about the economic impact of the community. And so purely from an economic standpoint, we are injecting about $630 million worth of economic power into this region by the presence of this university. And every single year, that gets more and more. We're very proud of that.
Dr. Lang, would you like to follow up on that?
No, I think, again, we've talked about education, healthcare, workforce, but as Ted mentioned, the economic impact. When I came here 8 years ago, it was about $270 million per year. It's now $634 million.
Wow.
So that has spill-off. These are great paying jobs. It elevates the entire community, not only our zip code 79905, but all of El Paso.
All right. Dr. Lang, Chancellor Mitchell, thank you so much for spending your Sunday evening with us.
Thanks for having us.
Listen, what an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And when we come back, we will be joined by Ginger Carrick Davis. If the name sounds familiar, well, that's because she is the first female Hispanic flight director for NASA. We'll be back.
Ashley's President's Day mattress sale ends Monday. Save up to $800 off select adjustable mattress sets or get 0% interest for 7 years on top bedding brands. Don't miss it. Ends Monday. Only at Ashley.
Hey, Josh. Yes, Mr. Lopez? Check out these camera views on my Silverado. I can see in front of me, on either side of me, so almost nothing gets past me. Understand?
Yes, sir. The Chevy Silverado offers 8 cameras with up to 15 different views. Find new views, find new roads.
Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on Silverado limited crew cab pickups. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 bonus cash. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today.
Our community is safer thanks to our defenders by ensuring that convicted drivers are held responsible, helping families torn by domestic violence find peace again, by helping us build a better community. But not all defenders wear capes. Some wear robes. Judge Gonzalez has brought honesty and professionalism to our county court. Let's keep it that way. Political ad paid for by Judge Julie Gonzalez campaign, Hector Zabaleta, Treasurer.
I'm Judge Julie Gonzalez, and I'm asking for your vote.
At Casa Buick GMC, we want you to love your ride.
We're playing matchmaker all month long, and it's the final rose, so come find your perfect vehicle. Get a sweetheart deal on everything.
Get 0% financing on new Buick and GMC models. And your heart will skip a beat with our huge trade-in values.
Love your ride from Casa Buick GMC. Find your perfect match today.
La Casa de los Nice Guys.
Yeah!
It's the final days of Ashley's President's Day sale. Last chance to save up to 40% off. Find this metal queen bed now only $199, or this upholstered sofa now only $799. Ends Monday, only at Ashley.
Welcome back to ABC-7 Extra Sunday Edition for this third and final segment. And joining us for this third segment is Ms. Ginger Carrick Davis. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Talk to me about your role here at Texas Tech.
Well, I am on the Board of Regents, and the Board of Regents is responsible for setting the policy and strategy for all of the universities underneath it. And so we have 5 universities in our system.
Yeah, one of those responsibilities has to do with STEM research, right?
Absolutely. And so I am also the chairwoman of the Academic Services Committee. And one of the things that we are involved in right now is trying to find ways to increase research at all universities in our system.
Mm-hmm. How do you incorporate that into the community, say the elementary school child, the junior high and high school? How do you attract them into the Texas Tech university system?
Well, I do a lot of my own. I do a lot of outreach, and I've come to El Paso several times. I was just here last month talking to the UTEP women's basketball team, and talking to a group of students that were engaged in athletics. But my primary emphasis is on research, and I like to go to schools and try to give them an example of a former El Pasoan who has succeeded and in a STEM field. When I was growing up, my dad worked at Price's Creameries, and my mom stayed at home taking care of 4 kids. So when I said I wanted to be a scientist, they weren't quite sure what to do with it. So I do like to use my position as a regent to help encourage young students to pursue opportunities like the ones I did.
You not only succeeded, you soared, literally. As a matter of fact, Chancellor Mitchell called you the rocket scientist for Texas Tech.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I love that moniker because it's actually true. I actually have a T-shirt that says, "Yes, I am a rocket scientist."
That just reminds me of the Big Bang Theory right there. Is there a way to get more El Pasoans involved and get a lot of more people to become rocket scientists like you? Is it achievable?
It is absolutely achievable. Even here at UTEP, I know the president is pursuing options for having an aerospace engineering degree or an aeronautical engineering degree. We have a lot of commercial spaceflight companies popping up, and they are trying to set up camp in the Alamogordo area. We've had launches out of the region, out of the local area. And so the more people start to see how science and technology and engineering can impact their lives, I think the more encouraged students will be to pursue careers like that.
Talk to me about biotechnologies and how it impacts not only Texas Tech, but the El Paso borderland region.
Barrios Technologies, the company I'm currently working with.
Yes.
So yes, I currently work with Barrios Technologies in Houston, Texas, and we have about 600 people. We don't manufacture anything. We provide the people, the experts, the engineers, the software developers to help NASA and other commercial spaceflight companies achieve their goals. And we were a woman-owned business, a small woman-owned business, and actually the founder of this company that I am now working for was from El Paso.
Wow, that's great. How significant is it that you've now become a part of this that obviously was owned previously by El Paso?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I had a wonderful career with the federal government, 30 years supporting NASA. When I retired, I wasn't sure where my next move was going to be, and this company came out of nowhere, just like most things happen in my life where an opportunity presented itself. And I had actually 3 companies to choose from, but this is the one that I chose. They are a very family-oriented business and very community conscious, which that spoke to me, their company values did. And the fact that the owner was from El Paso, the original owner, it was a sign to me.
Talk to me about this gift that Texas Tech just received on Thursday. How significant is it for El Paso, and how can we move forward?
Gifts like these are priceless, literally. The education today, the state only funds about 30% of the educational costs. And so it is up to the universities, the regions, and to find people that can help create endowments like this or create scholarships like this. Otherwise, people like myself who could not have afforded to go to college won't be able to afford. So the more I praise Rick Francis for all that he has done for this city and for this university, and we encourage more people to do that because it really helps the average student.
Speaking of the average student, what message do you have for the average student who aspires to become a rocket scientist as well?
I would say don't let anything stand in your way. Number one, I didn't know how to go be a rocket scientist, so I could have said, oh, well, I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to be able to make it. You go and carve out your own path. Find people to help you. There are plenty of people out there that are just waiting for somebody to come up to them and say, will you please help me? And don't let finances stand in the way. I didn't have money to go to school. But I knew about scholarships, and I knew that if I did really well in school or really well in sports, that there would be scholarships. I knew that there was financial aid options, and there was also job opportunities. So don't let anything stand in your way. If you have a dream, map out a plan and go get it.
Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us, Ms. Ginger Carrick Davis.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Great message. And thank you for taking time on this Sunday evening to join us for ABC-7 Extra Sunday Edition. I'm Saul Saenz. Good night y buenas noches.